Okay, good morning. This is the EasyOrder weekly webinar. I see we have one participant in right now, back office. Not sure who that is, but going to wait for a few more minutes to see if anybody else will join. We have 7 registrants today. I know some other people had meetings that they had to attend to that coincided. Hey, Lisa. Other cartridge worlds had meetings to attend to. So we may not get some of our other usuals today, but we're going to go over the update that happened over the week and kind of talk to you about that. And we'll record it so that anybody who missed it can see what we're talking about. So just hang tight for a sec, and we'll see if anybody else joins in. I'll start at like 10:02. All right. Well, it's 10:02, so we'll go ahead and start. Again, thank you, Lisa, for showing up. We'd still have to record this anyway, just because a lot of people are missing out, and this is some good info. Of course, Lisa, if you have any questions throughout, just hit me on the chat box, and I can answer any of your questions. Okay, so we did a big update over the weekend. Most of the update was to launch all the new stuff that rolling out for the National Business Accounts program with Cartridge World, which will facilitate really large customers with many, many locations to be able to sign up and with a link, and then be able to create their own account, and then based off the sales accounts that are in the Cartridge World's main account, it'll route that customer to the specific Cartridge World sales account, and they'll be able to service it. So most of the update was due to that code base. Also some stuff going on with the point of sale system, ERPLI, that we did in the back end. So a lot of it was back end, but there are some front end changes that you'll need to know about. Because this was such a big update, there's a lot of new code that is being served up to you, and web browsers, always try to cache websites, especially ones you go to quite often, which your EasyOrder account should be somewhere you go to quite often. So in that case, we need everybody who's watching this video to just go ahead and hit Control F5. You don't have to do it right now while you're in this meeting, but later on in the day, just go to your web page, open it up. You don't have to be logged into EasyOrder. Control F5. And what that will do is that will clear your web browser's cache and make the web browser go get the newest information about what you're seeing in EasyOrder, so that you get the newest code. A lot of people had issues with not being able to edit order forms, not being able to change stuff on quotes, stuff like that. And we spent a lot of time yesterday going through support and letting people know that they need to click the Control F5 or clear their cache. The other way you can do it is over here. I'm in Chrome, which is the recommended browser for using EasyOrder. You can use anything else, but Chrome is what we recommend because it's fully integrated with it. And to clear your cache in Chrome, you just click this icon over here, go down to Settings. That takes you to your settings. You go down to Advanced, and under Privacy and Security here, it's clear browsing data. So you want to clear these 2 things: cached images and files, and cookies and other site data. This will basically force your browser, when you click this, to only show you the freshest information. So it's going to grab all the code from our system and show you the newest stuff. We also did a lot of maintenance in the back end on this update. Our system's been around for 12 years. And so technology changes, and we have to keep up with it. And so you'll notice that when you hover over things, it's a different thought bubble. That's just part of the new technology that we've kind of updated in the back end, along with a bunch of other stuff. So that's the very first thing. Is just we want to make sure you're looking at the latest stuff. We always recommend that you clear your cache every now and again, just to kind of clean up your browser anyway. But you definitely want to do it whenever we do a big update, just because it'll make sure that you get the latest code. Normally with small updates, you won't have to do that, but with such a large update that we just did, there's a lot of new code to get. And so the users who weren't able to click on things and edit things was because they were looking at old code mixed with the new code, and it wasn't allowing you to do certain stuff. And that's just the nature of the software game and how the web works. So sorry about all that. Does clearing the cache do the same thing for all sites, not just EasyOrder? Yeah, I mean, basically, as a web designer, I've been a web designer for a long time. Anytime I was to make a change on doing something and you wanted to see the new change, you would have to clear your cache in order for it to see the change. Otherwise, your web browser's trying to save images and anything just to kind of serve you the website up faster. And so that's what clearing your cache does. And it works with all sites, not just EasyOrder, but most of the time you won't have to do that. But just for this update, since there was such new stuff, we had to let you do that. And we didn't really know that it was going to affect as many people, which is why we didn't come out with a newsletter beforehand warning people to do this. But we did send out a newsletter on Monday evening when we did the update, just letting everybody know, yes, please clear your cache in order to see the new stuff. When you do get a newsletter from us, please open it, especially if it says please read, just because that means it's an important update. And missing out on reading those newsletters means you miss out understanding what's going on, and it'll just save you a lot of time. So read our newsletters when they come out, especially if it says please read. I won't put please read on it unless it's something super important. Okay, so some things changed here in the control panel. The first thing that changed, as you may notice, is there's no more manage order forms. It used to be manage customers and manage order forms, and then it would go to manage quotes. The reason we changed this was because when you looked at the view under manage order forms, you were seeing every order form put together with all your other customers. And so it kind of confused people because they didn't know where to go to look for their order forms. A lot of people went to manage order forms to go look at order forms, and it seemed like everything was jumbled in there. And it kind of was, because it was a view all version of manage customers with all the order forms attached. And so to clear up a lot of that confusion, and this has been an issue for a long time that we've wanted to change, we needed to streamline that part. And so now it's just manage customers. So a lot of people called us yesterday, where did all my order forms go? And they're not gone. Nothing has been changed according to that. It's just that they're in more of a streamlined area. So now when you want to look at your order forms, you go to manage customers. All your customers will be here just like they always were. But now over by order forms, you'll see a number, and that number indicates where your order forms are, how many order forms are there for each customer. So if you wanted to see Action Accounting's order forms, you would basically just scroll over and click the order forms button. All the order forms just for Action Accounting will be there. And we feel like that makes it much more streamlined. You're not looking at every order form in the world. Also notice that as these locations are named, like Abilene, Austin, Corporate, Dallas, that's the way it would show on the all view. And so that doesn't show the customer name, and so we'd have to append the customer name, and sometimes it would look like double customer names, and it was just kind of messy. So we decided as a group to change this to where your order forms are all under your customers, and then you dig into the order forms. So it's one extra click to get to your order forms, but we feel like it's less confusing for everybody in general. Some people have said that they look at that view all to make sure that their customers are downloading their icons and logging in and stuff like that. And you can still do that. You just, if you want to check on Action Accounting, it's a new customer, you want to make sure they're they're downloading their icon and logging in, you can always go here, and this will be the indication that there'll be an indication here that the customer got the welcome email. There'll be an indication here that the customers downloaded their icon and logged in. You can also click the log button to find out all this stuff as well. So you can see any changes that happen with the account through the log button. So really not a huge change, but it did confuse some people when we launched it. Everything's still there. Nothing's gone crazy. It's just that we've just moved things around just a little bit. And so that's the very first thing we changed. Also, you may notice that the Learning Center is now gone. We had a Learning Center that was right here in between Store Settings and Knowledge Base. The Learning Center had really old videos of the system, kind of broken down into segments. And while that was helpful, a lot of the stuff has changed since those videos were made. And all of our stuff now is on our YouTube channel. And so if you want to get to the new videos, you basically go to Knowledge Base and then go to YouTube videos, and then our weekly webinars are posted here. And once you get to the actual YouTube channel, you should be able to see, you know, not only our videos, but here's all the other videos that we've done. So here's all our other webinars that you can go back and look for. So all our new content's on YouTube. We feel like that's a better platform than keeping an old video. We can update things, we can change things. So all of our content's now on our YouTube channel for learning. It's available for anybody on the web to look at. So people wanting to know more about EasyOrder, they can find it and all that kind of stuff. So those are the two kind of main changes to the system we have here. Some other things that we need to go over are a couple of new features. And let me try to find one. I should have done this before I started the training, so it may take me a minute to find one. That's not it. Some of these things don't have items on it. I should have done this before. Let me go see if I can just find one. Edit. Here's one. Okay. So some of you may notice that some of your items come through when you're editing an order form, and now they're highlighted in pink or fuchsia, as our developers say. But you know, your order form's not about to blow up. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. Basically, this is just an indication to you that since we do all the updates on pricing, staples pricing, we get all our MSRP retail prices, and we update them weekly. And so you could have an item on an order form, and once you put it on an order form, we don't change that price ever, because that's the price you put it on. We don't want to mess with that, and so we don't change the price. But as you know, the retail prices fluctuate with the market, and that's something that you need to be aware of. And so we're letting you know when you see this pink bar go across a product that since you've put this item on an order form, the retail price has changed. Now, it could have gone up, it could have gone down. It just depends on what the market's doing. But you should usually reflect you know, the retail price as it is. You don't have to do anything with this. If you want to keep the price on your order form at 90, you can. But if you want to make sure that the market is, you know, you're fluctuating the market, if the price goes up, you have a chance to go up on your price if you're not locked into a price with your customer. If the price goes down, you can stay at your price. I mean, it's really up to you. Lisa says it would change if we set it to follow the staples price, right? Well, there's no really setting to say follow the staples price on this, you know, because once it's on an order form, the staples price will fluctuate if you add a new item. So, for example, if you've never touched the retail price in the system and you add a new item and the price has gone up to $92, your new item wouldn't be $92. But something on an old order form would still be 90, because again, once it's on an order form, we don't want to change anything on you automatically, because you know, if the price went down and we changed the price to go down and you didn't want us to do that, you know, we get in trouble. So, you know, it will only affect new items if you are using the staples price. And what that means is you've never changed this price before. Once you edit this and change the retail price and then set that permanently, that is now your price and we don't manage it at all. Lisa says, okay, so we set it to give the price so the customer doesn't get checking for price. It only does it that one time. Okay, so now you're talking about the pricing by percentage. And the pricing by percentage does go up and down with the market as you add items to an order form, or as a customer comes on from the web and gets, you know, an order form pricing. Those prices do fluctuate with the market, but once it's on their order form, it stays. And you'll still get stuff like this because we're just letting you know the price has changed, you know. So if you want to change it, you can. If you don't change it, you know, no problem. This is just letting you know that the price has changed. We had the request from a lot of people that, you know, you guys are getting all this new pricing information. Why don't you share it with us and kind of let us know what's going up and what's going down and give us the ability to fix it. And we figured instead of giving you like a list and saying, well, here's what's changed this week, and then you would have to go research that product, find it in Easy Order, reprice it, and then save it. We figured instead of doing that, you wouldn't even have to look at a list of what's changed. You would just be able to look at an item in an order form and see with the fuchsia marking that it's adjusted. And then if you wanted to adjust it, you could. So it saves you time, and it's just more of a programmy thing that we did to kind of make it easier on you guys to really implement change if you wanted to. And so I'll show you what this does right here. Now, I don't know if this price is going to go up or down. I'm going to assume that it went down. Lisa says, we'll only see this if we log into an order form, right? How do we get rid of the fuchsia? This is only for you. Your customer's never going to see this. This is only a back-end kind of feature, and so it's only telling you that the price has changed. And if you want to get rid of it, you would have to update the retail price. If you don't want to do anything with it, you just leave it there, and it's always going to be fuchsia, indicating that the price is not the same as it is on this order form. If you want to update it, all you do is check the box, go to this retail button up here, and click retail. And it's saying, are you sure? Because this is, again, it's changing the price on this order form. So you click OK, and now you see the retail price is what it is now at Staples, $83.99. And so you can adjust your pricing accordingly. So if you want to go down, you can. If you want to go up, you can. But this just lets you know that the retail price has changed, and if you want to update it, you can. So that's now my order form is reflecting the current retail price. So my customer goes, well, you're saying the retail price is $90, and I went to Staples and it's $83.99. This kind of cuts through that and gives you a tool to kind of keep up with your stuff and make sure order forms are correctly priced in the retail sense. So really that's all that is. It did confuse the heck out of a lot of people. Again, it was in our newsletter. We kind of did videos even. Yeah, the price changed from $99 to $83.99, so it went down in this case. And if Staples changed the price, if the Q2612A went up to, $109 the next week, it would reflect that, and you could change it to that. So just kind of letting you know what's going on. But yes, the retail price did change from 99 to 83, so it reflects the current retail price on Staples. That makes sense? Cool. Okay, so the next thing you may notice is this unhide button. We have had a lot of calls and support tickets from people that there's a feature, and I'll show you where to turn it on or off. You go to Store Settings and Preferences, you click your store, and then down here you can turn on, can the customers create their own order forms, and then can the customers modify their own order forms. We have this set to yes, and so what that means is that the customer can add printers to the order form, as well as they can delete items from the order form. And anytime you give your customer the power to do anything to destroy something, they probably will. And so we've gotten a lot of calls from people saying, oh no, my customer, I'll show you what this would be like. I'll go back into home. Sorry about my allergies, I'm very stuffy today. Manage customers, and I'll go to a order form, just any order form, it doesn't matter. And I'll view it as the customer. So here's the customer's order form, and the customer, if you have it enabled, they have this button, Modify Order Form, and they can click on it and add their printers, add cartridges, but look, they can also delete items from the system. So, let's say they just get happy and start clicking and not really understanding what they're doing, they could end up with something like this where they've deleted the item from your order form. And so we get calls from people, and they would say, oh my gosh, I'm looking at my customer's order form and I only see the printer, but there's no cartridges, or maybe the printer's just gone altogether. And so they'd say, can we get that back? Do you know what that was that they took off? And we'd be like, no, because the customer deleted it. So, maybe just ask your customer what they deleted. And that was a big pain for everybody. And so now, now you see that if they delete the cartridges, the whole printer is gone from the order form, because if you can't order cartridges, there's no need to have a printer name. And so customers would delete stuff off order forms, and it would really confuse a lot of people, and they think we were deleting stuff off order forms for people. And so we decided to take the ability for the customer to truly delete things away from them, and basically they can only hide the products now, so they don't delete them. Before, they're completely deleting them from the system. Now, you can completely delete something by clicking on that, but if you ever see it struck out like this means the customer has now removed the item from the order form, and instead of you trying to ask us what it was or where it went or why did it go somewhere, we just now let you know that it's been removed from the order form, and basically they get those back. You just go, oh, silly customer. You just click unhide, and then the printer and cartridges are again visible to the customer. So if I click view and I go in as the customer, bing, it's back. Everything's back to where it used to be, and the customer can't destroy order forms anymore. We've had so many support tickets about this that we actually decided to make that functionality happen. Lisa says, but can we set that to no so they can't modify or create forms? You can set, what I would do if you have people coming from the web through the CCM modules, the customer created modules, maybe on your landing page where they can get their own quote or get their own, make their own order form. You want them to be able to create order forms, but if you don't want them to modify order forms, you can definitely go in and go to store settings and preferences and then just unclick that they can modify their order forms and hit save. And when you do that and you go back to the order form for the customer, now they can't actually modify the form. So if they need something, so the button's gone. If they need something, they're going to have to use contact us, and they're going to have to let you know, hey, I got a new printer. And so that's how you'll be able to add new printers to their system. They're going to have to contact you to add something to their system rather than just add it themselves. So you got to weigh whether you want them to modify the order form or not. But I think with our new system that we have it in place to where they can't delete something that you put on their order form, they can only hide it. Let them add things, because I mean, if they get a new printer and they want to add it and order right away, you should give them that functionality. And now that they can't destroy the order forms by deleting stuff, then it should be a no issue anymore for you. So it should be able to let the customers modify their order forms if you want, now that they can't completely destroy them. Okay, what else did we do? I think that's the long and short of the major changes that we had. Oh, there's one more. Under marketing tools, we've added, some people have asked us to do this because they print mailers and handouts and things like that, and they wanted it to be something that's interactive so that the customer doesn't have to like sit down and type in a URL on a computer, and most people are on their phones these days, and so we wanted to give you a way for your customer to be able to get to you from a printed piece and then use their mobile phone to interact with something in order to get them to the page you want. And so the page would be the sign up page, so they can sign up for their own account. And so now under marketing tools, we've added this QR code signups. And a QR code is a digital image, and most phones now have QR code readers. And this is old technology. This is not new stuff, but we've created a QR code for you that's individualized to your store. And believe me, it's different from store to store. And you can right click and you can save this image, and then you can give it to a designer or whatever who's designing your postcard. They can put this QR code on your postcard, and when the customer gets your postcard and they see this QR code, and you maybe put some text in there that's like, scan this code, sign up for your online ordering, something like that. And they can take this code and scan it with their phone, and from a printed piece, their phone automatically goes, after scanning this, to your sign-up page for EasyOrder, so that they can interact with the printed piece. This was a request done by Bill, I believe, and our developers just threw this in kind of last minute for him, but it will work for everybody else. And so if you have mailers going out, don't forget to add your QR code, so people who know what this is and know how to do that, it takes your printed piece for being static, where they're just reading something, to where they can really interact with it. Lisa asks, is it only for printed material? Yeah, you could use it on Facebook. I mean, the image, I could take my phone right now and hold it up to this and it would scan the image. And you have to have a QR code reader on your phone, which most phones do. And so you could post this as an image like, hey, scan this code on Facebook and it'll take you to my sign up page and you can sign up for online ordering. So traditionally it's mostly for someone couldn't right click it and take it to my page. She said someone couldn't right click it and take it to my page. That just means when you right click, you just kind of save the image. So that's what you do by doing that. And from there, you could then upload it to your Facebook page as like a picture. And then, you could do it. And these codes are different per, like if you did this code, it would take you to this account's sign up page. If you went in your EasyOrder account, this would be a different code, although it kind of looks similar. It will take you to your page. And so it basically generates a QR code for you when you get to this page. And you could use it on pretty much anything you want. I say printed media because it's traditionally used on printed media, but for sure you could do it on your Facebook. The only difference is on Facebook, you could just put a link directly to your page and people just click on it and they wouldn't have to scan something, So it's traditionally used mostly for printed materials just because you're taking a postcard or something that they have in their hand and you want them to do something digital with it and then they scan it and they go ahead. So mostly used for printed materials, but you could use it on Facebook if you wanted. So really that's the long and short of the update that we had over the weekend. Everything's stable now. We don't have any underlying problems. If you see anything, please send us a support ticket. All you have to do is go to help and then general support. Tell us what you see. Let us know what's going on. Let me know if you see something. Oh, and the other thing, one last thing I want to add in, and I know because Lisa had questions about this yesterday, because of our update in technology and the fact that we've been around for 12 years, some customers who've also been around for a long time have icons that are outdated. And that means that when they click on it, it says your icon has been, your icon is no longer working. Please request a new desktop icon. And so when customers call you and they go, oh, my icon's not working, just send them a quick welcome email. Let them know that they need to update their icon and reinstall it. And unfortunately, that's the kind of that's some of the fallout of updating your system is that when people are using really old stuff or really old web browsers, the technology moves on and sometimes they're still there. And so if you just send them a new welcome email, they'll get a new icon and they'll be up to date with all the new technology. And honestly, this kind of stuff won't happen very often. I mean, it's one of those things where it only happens every couple of years as things change. We don't normally want you to have the customer install a new icon, but in this case, it's not all customers. It's just customers who've been on the system for a long time, and I'm talking a couple years. So Lisa says, can I send them an email blast to the system, pick our most frequent people, and send them an email through EasyOrder telling them about the update? You can get that information with EasyOrder, but we're not an email newsletter server. We're not slated for that. And we already send out a ton of emails through our server daily with orders and everything else. So we don't do email blasts through EasyOrder, but you probably have something like Constant Contact or something like that. And through there, we give you the tools to get to those customers that are ordering frequently and that are, in the system. So under marketing tools, again, if you wanted to get a list of all your customers, you can go in here and click on email marketing. It has all your customers in here. You just click export, and that will give you a spreadsheet of all this data. You have the first name, last name, email, which is what you need for a blast, really just first name and email. And then you could update, load this into your Constant Contact for this update and just say, hey, if you ever have problems with your icon, let us know, and we'll send you a new welcome email, and you need to install a new icon. This is everybody in the system, but if you wanted a better shot at people who, if you don't want to disturb everybody, but just people who are ordering, you can go to order frequency, and you want to see people have ordered in the last 30 days, the last 61 to 90 days. You could basically whittle that down. Now this is a demo account, so it doesn't have anybody frequently ordering from it, but you could go, okay, I want to see the people who are in here that have ordered in the last 30 days. and then I want to export that list, and then I want to send that through Constant Contact and send them a message. So we give you ways to target the customers who are ordering frequently, so that you can send them a message. And then again, you'd have to do it through MailChimp or Constant Contact or whatever else you use. So that's how you get a message out to kind of the frequently ordering customers. You don't have to disturb people who aren't ordering on the system or whatever else. Okay, so that's the update. We're gonna have a lot more to come. We haven't even talked about the national business account kind of system, which we'll do in a different webinar. And so thank you, Lisa, for coming today. This is obviously recorded, and I'm gonna put it up on our YouTube channel and have it available for everybody else who may have missed it. So thanks again, Lisa. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Wednesday.